The Environmental Protection Agency is proposed and is in the process of finalizing several rules detrimental to businesses, their employees, and consumers. The proposed greenhouse gas reduction targets on the utility industry hit the region and its coal-reliant power generation particularly hard. Combine that with future waters of the U.S. regulations, ozone requirements, and employers would face drastically increased energy prices. The question is, do you support these EPA regulations?
I do. Let me say, first of all, I think climate change is real. It's caused by humans who are burning fossil fuels, releasing greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. This is the fourth major environmental event that's occurred during my lifetime. The other three was lead in the environment, came from leaded gasoline released in the exhaust, polluted our lakes and our oceans. We had acid rain. It rained down, polluted our lakes, and dissolved our statues. And we had fluorocarbons creating a hole in our ozone layer, allowing UV radiation to come in. In every one of those cases, we had people come out and say, we can't address these environmental issues because we can't force other countries to do this. It's too big of a problem for us. It's going to be too costly, cost jobs. Now, where are we today? The lead in our environment is gone. Acid rain has stopped. And just a few weeks ago, scientists across the country that came out and said, hey, the ozone hole is closing for the first time since they measured it. So aren't you glad for our children that we actually attack those issues? And climate change is no different. It's time for us to attack that. And I acknowledge there is a cost to addressing it. There is a cost in utility costs going up. There's a cost to business. But if you look at our environment as being part of our infrastructure, if you think about my solution to the Highway Trust Fund, we can bundle those two together and create a fiscally responsible way of addressing it. My Highway Trust Fund solution talked about reducing gas tax, eliminating it altogether. It's a $38 billion savings in your fuel costs for gas that offsets any increase in utility costs by attacking climate change. It's $10 billion extra that the derivative tax produced to the Highway Trust Fund. We can use that $10 billion to help businesses, help utilities address their carbon footprint. So, that's what I do as an actuary. I look at a problem, I figure out what the numbers are, and I figure out a fiscally responsible way to address it.
Thank you. Mr. Wenstrup, I'll restate the question. Do you support these EPA regulations?
No, I do not. And as a doctor and someone who breathes, I have tremendous concern for our environment as well. I was at a seminar at Harvard. It was bipartisan, and we asked how much of this change that is taking place is caused by man, and they didn't know. As a doctor, I believe in having scientific evidence and reacting to that. I think we need to continue to study the changes that are taking place. But the EPA's gas rules will have a tremendous consequence for our jobs, energy costs, and our economic growth throughout this region and across the country. And it'll have an especially hard impact here relative to the rest of the nation because of coal. It's the main target of this proposal. And coal is what provides the power to most Ohio homes and businesses. And while we already process coal more cleanly than the rest of the world, they're not keeping up with us. And I think that's where we should focus some of our attention, is what the rest of the world is doing, and quit punishing ourselves. Families in this area just simply can't tolerate the burden of higher utility bills and fewer jobs. It's not the solution. And I've called on the EPA to delay these ideas and these regulations, and I supported legislation passed by the House that would scale back the EPA rules. I believe in all of the above policy for our energy. I think that we will continue to come up with new forms of energy that can be productive, but right now we're not there, and the proof isn't there for the extent of the regulations and the rules that are putting this burden on all the American people and our energy markets. I'm also concerned that the EPA is expanding federal jurisdiction over local waterways, and I've supported legislation to reverse this because it puts more burdens on us. Right now we exist with a fourth branch of government, and it's called regulators, and that's why I supported the RAINS Act in the House. It would give we the people some say in what takes place in America today, where the people can actually, through their representatives, vote on burdensome regulations that are costly to the American economy.